Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Awesome. I'm still in the office this week, so hopefully the connection will be better. Shahid, can you hear me? Everyone else?
Yeah, all good. You can hear me okay as well, yeah?
Yep, can hear you fine.
Super.
Trying to get Carrie and Ben on.
I think Carrie might be traveling.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Carrie's in the airport. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry.
So it might be, we'll be without Carrie, but Carrie forwarded over some questions from the community, so we can address that later.
Okay, but we should be able to get Benji in.
Yeah, for sure.
If he's joining, I think he might be having some connection issues as well.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Do we have the stream and everything up and running?
Yeah, it's all up.
Awesome. Oh, there's Benji. I'm still sitting in the office, so I guess we'll see if the connection is better here this week. Hey Benji, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. No.
Awesome. Should we get started then?
Yeah.
You want to start off? Is it Benji starting off or you, Shahid?
I think, we start with Benji and then we'll come on to marketing after with our updates for today.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Super.
Okay, so, in the past week, we've done a lot of optimization for the networking. So we're working with directly with the networking provider, system provider, Fusion, to fix some of the issues we had the last test. So the game is already way more stable than it was. But we're still fixing a few things before we can start testing again. Should come fairly soon, but we kind of features that will help us scale up later, like areas of interest, things that help us having like many players in one game, etc. Even though now we could do without it, but it's important for us to test and to consider these things so we can scale the game when there will be much more players. We're also migrating our servers to multiplayer to have something also much better, which is like our final solution for the networking. It will be, and with this would come like the new matchmaking system, but that will be mostly on the back end, so players won't really see this directly.
So Ben,
yeah,
Call of Duty and a lot of big games like that are running on multiplayer, right?
Yes. Multiplayer is probably, I mean, it's clearly one of the best, if not the best, like a server, like a game server provider. It's like many huge games are running on it. They are really used to that. They have an insane experience for it. They've been bought recently by Unity, which we use for the game development. So it's a perfect match for us. So for them to scale up to have like millions of players, it's like just another day in the office. So yeah, that's great for for that.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I kind of knew that. I just wanted to share that with the community so that everyone's aware of the power that it has building the game on Unity multiplayer. It should make it a lot easier.
Yeah,
and significantly more scalable. Yeah, for sure. And they also like just as they help not only for the just providing the servers, but also they
like frequently like give us like share their experience with us like on the development, and it's very valuable for us because well they have experience on these things and they can kind of guide us on how to use best their servers, etc. So it's we're working closely with the people who provide us that like all the networking systems from Photon for the software and Fusion for the servers themselves, and Multiplay for the servers themselves. So it's it's very moving for it's moving forward for this part, and it's doing well. We besides that, so for the game itself, we are developing like creating new maps in development. I'm not sure, I've not checked what we've leaked exactly yet, but there are like really cool pictures of new areas of the games that we'll share soon, and it's looking really awesome. Like, I'm very excited to have this to test it.
Which world is it? Which world is it, Benji? Is it Free Zogi, I think?
So Free Zogia, and we have also for Shield Zogia, we have some first prototypes. Like it's still early, but it's already looking amazing.
Nice.
So yeah, Free Zogia, there are like already quite a few like artworks that look great, and some work on the map itself has already started. And yeah, Shield Zogia is also looking great.
I've noticed like the quality of the graphics has gone up so much now that it's making some of our first worlds look a little dull in a way, right? But I'm loving what I'm seeing, man. I'm excited for the community when you do give out some leaks. For sure, and there are also like some improvements on the previous maps that we are planning already to do. So basically, the goal is to like do some of the new areas of the game early, and then like kind of there will be some rework done. And there's already some like improvements that are done that are like on the pipeline for the current maps, like on Zogia's new areas of interest, making more living stuff in the neutral land. There are lots of things that we're doing, and the goal is to have a game that is not only huge but also dense in the sense that it will be more and more things, more and more content on each map, and to make really living world. And for that, we're also we've been interviewing a lot of people these past few days, some people who work on the content, so like the 3D, the 2D, also some developers to have more people developing the game. And it's good that we are scaling up for that because there are like tiny of things to do, and so we're scaling up fast, and it's very good for us. Also, yeah, it's really exciting actually. It's quite amazing, Benji. And what I also like is we have these positive breakthroughs, like what we have on the server. And this is great that it's happened in the alpha phase. It's like a milestone of sorts for us to be able to realize scalable capabilities at this point of time. So, man, that's all great updates, man.
So Ben, is that all the updates from the game for this week? I think Ben has dropped off.
Listener.
I think, yeah, he got dropped.
Yeah, he moved into listener. Let me invite him back to speak.
He didn't like your
Ben.
question.
Ben, did you get kicked out as speaker there? I think it's a signal issue.
Ben has one of these every week, yeah.
Ben, can you hear us? Ben?
It says connecting online.
It says he's a listener again for me.
No, he's back on speaker.
Okay, I think anyway, Shahid, maybe we can move on to you for now, seeing as Ben is having some... He's disappeared completely for me. He just went down to the bottom of the list for me, so...
No problem at all. So yeah, much anticipated update for marketing. There's been nothing but utter focus on getting the website finished, complete, and ready for launch. And actually, believe it or not, we were in, or still are in the process of actually doing deployment today. So yeah, we are switching on the new site today. Everything's ready. And yeah, we're just working through DNS and I don't know, Jeff, do you want to add anything on deployment right now?
Yeah, I was going to say that's the reason that I'm still in the office after midnight on a Monday evening. We are... The website is pretty much complete, ready to push. We're just having a few issues with the final build, so it should be online very soon. The goal is to get it online tonight, so hopefully we should be able to get it online very soon.
So I mean, I think I probably, I think a collaboration in terms of team effort has been 10 to 15 hours a day, each working through content, making sure everything's there in terms of linking, structure. And as mentioned, this is our version 1. It's a brand new upgrade from what we have before. So the switchover was never a cruise control switchover. This was a brand new switchover. So yeah, just working through those final deployment builds, and hopefully we're on tonight.
Yeah, and even a lot of the pages over the next couple of weeks will be updated significantly. There's a lot of aspects of the site that are still in progress, but we wanted to make sure we just get the website pushed out as soon as possible. So I would class it as a beta version of the website. We'll push it out, and then you'll see a lot of updates over the next week or two. And we'll make it look a lot better with the content, a lot more graphics, and a lot more content. Even on the current website, there's a lot of content compared to the previous site.
I'm saying you're being perfectionist. I've seen the current website, and I think everyone's gonna absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm super excited. I mean, the thing is, I think that I'd probably echo to the world what we've achieved in under 6 weeks. It's unheard of. Like, we had a blank canvas. In fact, I joined the company at the start of the year. So yeah, it was a blank canvas, kind of Jan 1. We're 6 weeks in, and we've got really something I'm proud to push to the world. And as ever, there were always things we wanted to be able to do faster. But yeah, with the resources, the team, the activation in marketing, as well as full deployment with or redevelopment on the site with a brand new infrastructure, I think is pretty amazing what we've achieved.
Well, Shahid, what would you say was like, you said it once, I just missed it, but you said like the number of people, the number of hours, the amount of collaboration that's done.
Yeah. So, I mean, for me alone, it's been probably 35 days, but we've got 3 to 4 team members. I mean, there was really extremely careful planning in terms of the preparation. So, a site that even a site migration of this size, we're moving from a 3-4 page parallax website, which is currently what Bezoge.com is today, to a fully fledged CMS infrastructure with just under 100 pages in terms of the full site structure as it is today. So it's a pretty big consolidation project. But yeah, we've had 3 to 4 people. Harry's collected and crafted amazing FAQs, a lot of the common questions asked from the community. So hopefully moving forward with a lot of the content that we have, some new content, also new content for the roadmap, I'm hoping it really addresses a lot of those common questions that we do see asked often about onboarding, setting up a wallet, purchasing Bezoge token, a lot of the upcoming features of the game. So yeah, it's really it's a very proud moment today. So yeah, underway with deployment, like I said. So hopefully you'll see all the new site tonight. I did show a sneak preview to one or two last night while we were doing a bit of live QA. So yeah.
I think the main thing on the new site is the huge increase in content. Like you said, we've gone from basically a one-pager with a couple of accessory pages up to 100 pages. So it's all about answering every possible question that someone could have to ask about the project in one place. And that's the main difference here, is the sheer amount of content. And so that's where most of the focus has been on, is creating this content. And Kari has been great in that. Shahid has been working his ass off on that. And still, from a template and a design perspective, over the next week or two, you'll see the website begin to look a lot better. I think we've in this first version, it already looks great, but it's only going to look a lot more engaging over the next 2 weeks, because that's going to be the focus on adding more modules.
Amazing.
Integrating more components so that we can make the website much more beautiful. But the first version is about getting as much content out there right away so that people can understand the project in more detail from the site.
And I think also some of the logic we'll be deploying moving forward with dynamic API content. All of these components need to be configured and built in our new system, but this allows us complete scalability. And then version 2, as mentioned, once we've got a lot of these dynamic features in place and we're extremely happy then what we have, phase 2 then would begin, which will be the language expansion. So ensuring then we've got complete international coverage across key languages, key markets, everything on the .com, fully optimized. So yeah, a lot of exciting things to come, but a very big step today with the infrastructure change on the CMS. Strapi is an amazing system. And yeah, I mean, literally, we're just scratching the surface of Strapi at the moment. So a lot more complex logic to come.
Well, all I would say is to everyone listening in and to those that are going to listen in to this later, as soon as you do see the new website, do spread the news, do share it. A lot of work has gone into it, and now there's a lot of content. So it's as easy as just directing someone to it, and Bezoge.com does the rest. But yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks, Zach. And just to echo to that, it should be pretty intuitive. So the whole nav structure, it should really make sense with the flow. So you're coming in as someone brand new to the brand. Everything's there in kind of the order and manner that you discover, whether it's Bezoge token or Legends of Bezogia, everything's covered in Bezoge.com. And like I say, with what's coming, wow, I can't wait. So this is the first step. Now we can really start ramping up marketing. We've got a beautiful platform to drive that traffic to, and then we conversion optimize, as we'd say in marketing world or marketing language. So it's all about conversion optimization thereafter. So yeah, and continual expansion of content. So I'm really excited for today.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thanks both you guys, man, for all the education as well to the community. All right. Now, we don't really have Carrie. We used to usually go to Carrie.
Absolutely.
So, Jeff, which direction is this AMA swinging?
Yeah, so now, Benji, did you have anything to add? Because you cut off before you had finished your updates, I think.
Yeah, sure. Maybe like a couple of things for the blockchain aspect of the game. We've more or less designed like all the blockchain integration, how it will be done. There's still a few details of the implementation that we haven't like that we need to test, like do simulations, etc. But we have done a lot of progress on this part, and so that should be.
Yeah, people would enjoy to look at my Excel spreadsheet.
Well, code gets me excited, man. I don't know about anyone else.
That the Excel spreadsheet to calculate the how the blocks work and everything like that is it's got a lot of data in it.
I can imagine imagine you in that Miami house or something in that Iron Man suit with all those screens around you, just moving your hands around, building code.
No, me and Benji, to give everyone a little bit of an update, me and Benji have been working the last week. I think there was 2 or 3 nights that we just sat in the meeting room and discussed like how the entire tokenomics and the ecosystem within the game is going to work. Just sort of hashing it out, brainstorming, making sure we've thought of everything. For all the summoning, the minting within the game, the way that you earn, the way that you cash out, just making sure we have everything completely covered. And I think we've pretty much hashed it all out. I think we're pretty. Yeah. It should work. After doing all the calculations in the Excel spreadsheets and doing some simulations, we'll do a few more simulations, but I think based on the data that we've looked at, it should be fine, and we should be able to run that in beta and get an idea of how it's working and make tweaks. I think it should be good.
Yeah, I think so too. I think there's lots of. I mean, it's a complex. It's very complex because like there is always the question of gas fees, etc. And yeah, I think we like pretty much we have a cool solution. I think we cannot share it like right away because we still need to make sure of a few details. But yeah, that's I think we've solved a lot of things. And
cool, fantastic news. It's great.
I was going to say, just to add on to that, Benji, we've actually got one question. We have got a few questions from the community that Carrie compiled. One of the questions being, and I think this is the main question that everyone's probably waiting for, Alpha. When do we think Alpha will be back up and running? I'm hoping maybe you could give us
Yes, sure. I mean, as soon as we can, we'll add it back. There are like a few bugs that I want to fix before we release, before we can test it with people. There's some bugs that we need to fix ourselves. I mean, there's a few things we can do, but like there is also a few things that Fusion is like doing to fix things and to improve few requests we had. And so I cannot give like an exact time when we can test because I don't want to release like to test something that is not like fully stable.
Absolutely.
And that's the main priority, is to have something stable. And if it's like working well, we'll test it extensively internally. We'll try like, I mean, we're already doing that, but we're like the final version. We want at least to have something that works well with the current fixtures, and then we'll see. Like it's just we'll do it as soon as we can, but it should be soon. It should be soon.
Okay, so I'll keep the community posted in Discord as we do our daily discussions, and then hopefully we can have a few nice announcements this week.
Sure.
Fingers crossed.
Benji's saying that he's already gotten heat once from the community, so he wants to do the best he can so that when he relaunches, there's no more heat. That's all.
No, completely. We want to make sure that it's right. And then I think Benji, as he's saying, for the next phase of adding to the game, there's a lot of new features being added to the server upgrade. And obviously I'm going to be testing in-house as well, so I'm super happy anyway.
Yeah, sure. There will be like a lot of. We'll do some internal testing before, and then we'll see. But it should be fairly soon. I mean, it's already like a lot of things have already been fixed. We've found a lot of at least workarounds for some things that are not fixed yet. But it should be there fairly soon. We just don't want to like rush it and have something that would crash, and then we'll have to work more on fixing the crash than working on the long-term improvements of the game. Because this crash is, from what we've found out, is basically things that will be solved in the next week or two. So even not necessarily by us. So that's so that should be fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then maybe we'll look at scheduling as well for the updated alpha. So kind of tie in the timing so that we can provide really on alpha support and live debugging. So that maybe be something we look at as well for the next week.
Yeah, we change a little bit the times of the alpha. It won't be as before, but I think it should be still convenient for a lot of people.
Okay.
And yeah, I think also, one thing maybe I should address, like some people have sent like tickets and messages on Discord. If I haven't replied it, it's just because I want to keep them for later, for when I'm like really adding, like when it's the time where I can really add all these features into the game to reply to it. I will reply eventually. If you send a ticket on Discord, if you send me a message, don't worry, I will reply, but I just rather reply when I'm just about to implement it, rather than just saying I want to do it and maybe forget in 1 week or two when it's the right time to implement it. So if I haven't replied to some of the tickets you posted on Discord, don't worry. It's like I've read them and just need time to. I want to answer it in due time.
Super. Thank you, Benji. And then I think maybe we got 2 other questions just from the community that Carrie shared. One more was regarding the website update, and I think we answered that earlier, but maybe just to re-answer for those if you have joined late, we are in the process of switching on today, and should be on very, very, I'm going to say shortly, imminently would be probably the right term.
I hope so. I mean, I have. I'm being very quiet because I'm running tests in the background on the website while you guys speak.
Yeah, completely.
Just so you know.
Yeah. So that's why I'm smiling behind the scenes also. And then I think the other major question was regarding Opensea. I think in the last 24 hours, they had a potential, from what our awareness and understanding was a phishing episode with regards to some email that went out regarding their contract update. So it looks like 30 or under 40 or so people were affected by the phishing email. It doesn't look like it's a contract issue from Opensea. However, they have updated their notification alert bar on the site. And I'd say just whenever engaging with Opensea, always double, triple check the domain. If you're unsure, do a Google search, click on their brand domain, do direct type in, make sure that you're really checking all links and what you're clicking. And if you're ever unsure about a MetaMask verification message that might appear, if you're in doubt, just reject it. And then maybe do a bit of research, give it some time. So I actually saw the upgrade message from Opensea also regarding migrating listings over to the new contract. And it was just something that I was like, okay, I'll let whatever happen organically happen as part of the Opensea upgrade process. So that's probably as much information that we have on the Opensea incident in the last 24 hours or so. But as ever, if you have a MetaMask, if you have a Ledger wallet or Trezor, it's always highly recommended to have a hardware wallet to keep your assets safe. That would probably be the only other question that was raised from the community that Carrie collected. Hello?
So remember, keeping your assets safe keeps your ass safe as well.
Yeah, completely.
Jeff, should we move on to the community?
Sure. I'll let you guys start answering the questions. So if Benji and Shahid can answer the questions, so I can work on the site and get it working. But yeah, I'm still here listening.
Super. Paolo, do you want to have a look, see what questions we got in the community? Maybe anything on YouTube?
Let me look at it. Sir Swifty, and I'll bring Sir Swifty and TJ Rari on.
What's going on?
Hey, Swifty, how are we doing?
Good, man.
How are you?
I'm out here in the sticks in Pennsylvania. I was lucky enough to find some service to catch the AMA. Did anything cool come out of Eat Denver? I saw
Carrie's actually in transit, so yeah, I was just trying to have a sync up beforehand, but we've been working on deploying the site today. So yeah, I'd assume we'll have a sync up first thing, and then get a full debrief, give an update to the community. Zach, was there anything else that we got on ETH Denver?
I mean, I was also waiting, and I know Carrie's been so busy, but yeah, she was just DMing me some just like pictures, updates, and stuff. But on a complete, no. I think we'll just wait for Carrie to do that for us.
Yeah, and then obviously we'll update on all the social channels with regards to a nice recap from the event.
Carrie's everywhere anyway, so I'm pretty sure everyone in the community interacting with the community is definitely gonna get updated.
Oh yeah. Cool, guys. Keep up the good work.
Thanks,
Awesome, man.
Hey, what's up? It's TJ Rari.
Hey TJ, what's up?
Hey, what's good? Long time. I'm good, man. Appreciate y'all. Long time Bezoge holder here since May. I've had really good profit, and I really appreciate you guys for putting in the hard work. I will be at Meta Week Dubai. I was wondering if any of the devs or any of you guys on the call were going to be there.
For sure, TJ. So some of the team are going to be present. We're just working out travel arrangements and obviously if there's any quarantining and whatnot and yeah. So there will be team members present on location in Dubai for Meta Week. And probably throughout the whole month, there's quite a few events going on. So yeah, TJ, it'd be a pleasure to meet you in town if you're there for Meta Week or longer.
Awesome. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
See you there, man.
Cool. We have any more questions, Dog Lord? Anything on YouTube?
I've just bought Ernesto and Paul.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Paul.
Hi. Just not a question, a recommendation. So inside Discord, based on the alpha testing schedule, calendar slots that were originally populated, the bot keeps on posting that those slots are open. So given the situation that alpha is unavailable and probably unavailable for another week, I would say it might be a good idea just to put that bot on ice for the time being.
Paul, yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. I was getting the same alerts as well, and it was just right. I need to either reconfigure the bot with Dog Lord, and I know it's only a few moments, but it's been literally all hands on getting the website ready. So I think maybe we can do that. I'd say very early tomorrow morning. But yeah, it will be done, Paul, for sure.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
Yeah. And yeah, Shahid, going back to also TJ, we're gonna be pushing out the Meta Week announcements and news to everyone out, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're featuring it on the site in our events section. And TJ, you'll be able to grab some merch as well. So for sure, swing by. yeah, grab yourself a Bezoge cap, maybe hoodie and any other bits and bobs we have. So yeah, it's going to be super cool.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Paul. I've actually just logging in to switch it off right now. The calendar bot. Hey, Ernesto. Did you have a question?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
Ernesto.
I'm a little nervous right now, so I've just written what I'm going to say. So I just want to say thank you to Borealis, aka Mobius, and then I would like to say thank you to Sir Mike, who is the major donor for this month for our Bezoge charity. And then I just want to say thank you to Kiran and the mystery donor. Uh, I just want to say thank you to our devs for sending the merch like T-shirts and caps and hoodies that we will be giving away to the orphans and social workers, and of course the bulk sets of vegetables and fruits that and premium meat that we're regularly giving to orphanages. Plus, we're also giving food parcels and cash to sometimes to street dwellers. And then right now we're doing 9 Bezoge charity events per month. And then I just want to say thank you to Jeff for being. He will be the major sponsor next month. And I would say that we're already fully funded until October this year. So keep in mind that we will never DM first nor ask for donation first. And lastly, I would like to greet my mother, Cleopatra, who is already 73 years old. She's also a Bezoge investor.
Hi,
And,
Cleopatra.
Hey,
yeah.
Cleopatra, what's up?
And she would be also be donating to the Bezoge charity every month until 2025. Okay,
Oh, nice.
so
Amazing.
again, from the bottom of my heart, I would like to say thank you to everyone in the community, the Bezoge community. And before I go, I want to say that Jeff, you're the man.
So awesome, bro. It's so touching, man. I mean, you're just the most amazing person on this planet, Ernesto. What you're doing and the positivity it brings. I think in character, you're probably the leader of everyone here right now, man. So just keep it up. Thank you so much. It's great how you take your time out to make a difference to other people, especially the ones that need it the most, as well as it gives a positive light to our project and our ideology that started from day one with the fair distribution and the stealth launch. So thank you so much, man, Ernesto. Really appreciate you, man.
Yeah, thank you, Ernesto.
Thank you, buddy.
I'll bring on James K. White, and then after that I'll bring on Mobius. Hey, James.
Oh,
Do you have
sorry.
a question?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you. I was breaking up. I was just wanting to say thank you to the team, and I think I just put together who Ernesto is for the first time, and a big thanks to him because what an amazing job he's doing. And I didn't really have questions, but I thought of a couple just so I could come on here and thank you guys for doing all a great job. But I was wondering, would there be a cinematic teaser to the cinematic trailer on the new website?
Absolutely. So we're going to launch the new site with our current hero teaser. We've kind of given a leak off before, but as soon as we're happy to release the teaser of the theatrical trailer, this will be coming online very, very soon. So there'll be a huge marketing push behind it also. And then we've got our longer trailer, which, yeah, again, it's almost in. I think it's almost ready. So, Jeff, would we add anything on the?
I mean, is it happening before the next AMA?
It depends how to be honest, it depends how the market is. That's the main thing at the moment. We don't want to, we want to plan it right and time it around the market looking really good. So if the market is looking good this week, then you may see the teaser this week.
I think
so. Basically, what Jeff is trying to say to the community is, start hitting me up on DM because the trailer is ready and I'm not releasing it.
It's ready. It's ready. It's just a case of we want to launch it at the right time to have the biggest impact. So I think everyone would agree that makes sense. So me and Doglord were having a discussion about that today. We'll chat with Shahid tomorrow, and we'll make a plan on how we push that out.
Yeah, activation plan we've got ready.
So can I? Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but it's just on the on that point. So so just once a trailer's out, right? It's there and it's available. So the teaser itself is just a teaser that can be released as soon as possible, right? Once the website's available. The theoretical trailer, the full one, I understand you want it to be maybe aligned to Meta Week or something along those lines. But if you've got a teaser trailer that's like 10 seconds, 15 seconds with a launch of a website, that's ready to go, right? That should be published as soon as possible. Market conditions, to
a certain extent, to a certain extent, but we want to still time it well. So it's not like we're going to hold it back for a significant period of time, but within the next couple of weeks, it'll be out. Yes.
The sooner the better is what I say, but that's
it'll be out relatively quickly.
I think for sure. I think again, it's just making sure that we've got our timing right, the market conditions are correct, and we want to get maximum impact. There's also, as mentioned, we've got a few upgrades to come on the site. So I think a lot of the future announcements we'll have with updates on the site, there'll be some really nice surprises in there, but for sure, I want to share it with the world already. I've been dying to share it with everyone already. So really, it's like we're completely contained right now to get this out there, and very, very soon. So thank you for being patient, dude.
I'm with Shahid. I'm with him, but it's worth the wait. It's definitely worth the wait.
But Paul, it will be out soon. We want to have the website ready to the point that we can have a really nice landing page for the video, for the teaser, and then of course it'll be out within the next couple of weeks. The teaser.
James, you wanted to add something?
I was just going to say, is there a big anniversary planned? And that's all I had. And great job.
Well, Vegas is going to be Vegas, right? We're planning towards it. Communities involved. We're all throwing in ideas. We're trying to get it going. So let's see. It's May 14th, and it should be right around the corner when, you guys should hear more about it.
Thanks a lot. You guys have a good day and great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks, James.
Hey, Mobius.
Hello. First of all, I'd like to thank back Ernesto, because he really inspires a lot of people, and I'm looking forward to see Bezoge charity to grow into a worldwide charity organization with its own branded cars, and being famous for donating old mobile phones to the people in need in a tricky way, so that they get into the hands of those who will actually play the Bezogia game. So thank you, Ernesto. As to the question, beta, is it expected still in the first quarter, or will it be shifted to April or further? And the second question, in trying to time the market, I understand that postponing some events in use is actually beneficial, and I fully support that. But how far can some major news or events be postponed? Because I'm afraid that uncertainty about, for example, Russia and Ukraine may last longer for weeks or maybe even months. So will it mean that some of the major news be postponed to April or May until the market gets more greedy? Thank you.
I just to add on the timing, yeah, I think it's important what's going on in the world in terms of current events and affairs. However, that wouldn't dictate our release plan. So we will still continue and schedule to release. However, it's just if we're going to release something as significant as the trailer, we don't want to pick a red day for that. So I know any day can be a red day.
I think Shay got cut off over there.
Lost him there. Mobius, by the way, it's great to hear your voice. I remember the days of the minting, of the Bezoge minting. You were there, quite there all the time with us. As well as I want to thank you, man, because I do feel you're one of the inspirations behind the Bezo charity, and one of the guys that motivated Ernesto at the beginning, and the charity has become what it has today, man. So
in terms of timing, yeah, we're almost there. So other than the theatrical trailer, which will be a significant push on the marketing side of things, game development, upgrades, feature releases, deployments, everything will still continue according to the schedule and planning. And there's nothing we're holding back on in terms of development and resources that are being put on the different areas of the business at hand. So I'm hoping, Mobius, or hoping that yeah, addresses the question.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Jeff,
thank you, Mobius.
Would you add anything, or Doglord, on the timing and release? And also, we've got the roadmap. So the roadmap will be a good excuse to keep up to date with the site. So the roadmap will be a little bit evolving. We'll update, yeah, quite a few more items on the roadmap, but we've got a refreshed version for the website as well for launch.
Yeah, no, I think you've got it covered, right, Shay. We won't be, regardless of what the market conditions are, there won't be any compromises on the development or the progress of the development in the game. For the teaser and the trailer, yes, there's a few concerns that I can see, but the teaser is just going through the last final touches. So as soon as that's ready, we already have a go-to plan strategy set out for the teaser, with campaigns, ad campaigns, everything. Shahid has set it up. We will be dropping that. It's not very far away. You can expect that pretty soon, I would say.
Yeah, I would say as early as this week.
Okay, I'll bring on Coin Merger and Raxi. Coin Merger, if you can go first. Hey, Coin Merger.
Hi, good day, all. Yeah, I basically had the same questions what was mentioned early on. So about y'all want to time the market and seeing everything was going on worldwide. that if it's really necessary to wait on the trailer and the game. So, but you all explained it already, so never mind.
Thank you.
Hey man, how you doing? I hope you're having a good day, Coin Merger. Thanks for coming up and speaking.
I'll bring Raxi on board next.
Yeah, so I just sorry, I apologize. I came in late. I just got this notification or whatnot. If you guys already answered it, I completely understand. As far as the game is, being released, I'm sure you guys can't put like identify a certain time frame on it. But I mean, would you say that it's maybe 1 year out, 6 months? What are we looking at there? Sorry, and I appreciate you guys' time.
So the beta is still expected to be end of Q1 or beginning of Q2, and we're still on track to deliver the final version of the game, the public launch, by end of Q2 or beginning of Q3.
Thank you very much.
So that's yeah.
Yeah, just to answer it in the months term for you as well, like basically it's a few months away into beta, and then a couple of months after that into final release.
Is this going to be strictly PC? Like, how is this going to work? Do you guys have app development? Like, could you guys touch on that?
Benji, would you like to take that?
Yeah, sure. So one of the big things we've worked on recently, I mean, is making it as cross-platform as possible. So it will be playable of course, on PC. Most of the testing will still be on PC even during the beta, but it will also be available on Android and on Mac OS.
And it should basically it'll be on every platform that we possibly can have it on.
Yeah.
But we'll also have an iOS version. But the iOS version, the main issue is getting it approved by Apple. That's a very touchy subject when it comes to play to earn games and crypto games. So we'll definitely develop the iOS version. Whether we can get it approved or not will be a different story. We'll do our best on that. But for sure, the majority of the players, we expect them to be on Android. So we're thinking probably about 50 to 60% of players will be playing on an Android device. So that's definitely going to be the key platform that the game will be on.
Yeah, so it will be for iOS it depends on the platform, but technically it wouldn't be an issue.
And Raxi, I hope that answers your question. Do you have another one?
No, sir. I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you very much.
And I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming up today and speaking. Thank you.
Thank you, Raxi.
Hey, Mike. Hi. How's it going? I saw you raised your hand earlier.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
I'm good. How you doing?
My games.
What's happening? Hey, I just want to hop on here. I just want to thank Ernesto for everything that he's doing. It's really inspiring, and I'll reach out to you. I'll try to contribute what I can as well, just to feel like I'm part of the team unofficially. The only thing that I have for you guys was on some of the unofficial Twitter spaces that I was holding. The most common question that I saw that I wrote down was when website, and you guys have answered that. And the second question was when exchange, which we already know the answer to that. And then the third one, people like to know a little more details on the staking portion of things. What's going to benefit somebody to do staking versus just holding for reflections? If you can do a little deep dive on that, that'd be awesome.
I can maybe give a bit of an answer on the staking. We don't want to share the full details of how the staking works, but basically you'll be rewarded in blocks instead of your reflections, and you'll get blocks at a slightly better price than you would get just from buying them directly with that Bezoge that you get from the reflections. So whether that's a 10% addition, whether it's 100% addition, that will be a bit flexible, and we have to run some tests. But basically, you'll be getting a multiple on your reflections by taking your reflections in blocks rather than in Bezoge.
So what was the purpose of people getting paid in blocks? Why did you come up with that idea?
Well, number one, we can't mint any more Bezoge. Right, it's a fixed supply. We can't create any more, and basically,
this is kind of what I
default,
wanted you to say. So thank you for saying that. I'm sorry. Say it again and go ahead.
Yeah, we can't mint more. In fact, we're burning every day. There's less and less every day. So basically, in order to do staking,
56%'s been burned so far, right?
Yeah, well, everyone's just adding in extra numbers now. But basically, there's a fixed supply which is deep. Well, a fixed supply, but then there's tokens being burnt every day. So we can't create more Bezoge. So for staking, we want to give out the new token that will be used in the game. The main reason that the staking is there is for people to get blocks. So if you consider Bezoge just as a token itself, it's essentially staked just by holding it in your wallet because of the redistribution. So if you want to stake Bezoge to get Bezoge, just hold Bezoge. I mean it's basically staked by default. Every time there's a transaction, you get paid in Bezoge. You get some redistribution. So in order to bring some additional utility to the Bezoge token and to allow you to get blocks through the staking. I mean, it didn't make sense to give out Bezoge from the staking because you already get Bezoge just by holding Bezoge. So that's why the staking is giving out blocks. Blocks will be the secondary token in the game, essentially. So in the ecosystem. So Bezoge is the main token of the project, and then the main in-game token is the blocks. So I think it's extremely important that people have a way that they can be rewarded for staking their Bezoge and get one of the other tokens that's an in-game token. I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It also takes a lot of selling pressure off the Bezoge token itself, right?
Precisely. And the way that the game will work is that even the blocks a lot of them will end up being staked as well. So you'll have multiple layers of staking to a certain extent. I mean, when you get the blocks, there'll be not necessarily a staking. We'll launch a little bit more about this in the future, but basically the majority of the blocks will also be essentially staked as well and not circulating. So it should bring a lot of stability into the project because people will be earning blocks, which then become locked up and taken out of circulation as well through some of the game mechanics that we'll release over the next few months. So
yeah,
I think
awesome. Heck yeah. And one last thing. There's a few daycare centers here in town, and I know the owners of, and they're planning on getting a bunch of computers when the game is out, and they're going to have the little kids in daycare play it for like an hour or so to practice it and make some money on it. So that's going to be cool. I can't wait to post pictures of that. And that's really all I have. And also on Wednesday, doing a $1,000 giveaway. Follow me, retweet, and let's raid Twitter.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's do it, Mike.
Yeah, that's all, man. That's all I have. I appreciate y'all.
Hey, thanks, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
I'll bring Tyler J. Fitzsimmons next. Hope I pronounced that right.
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, Tyler.
Question is, does it make a difference if you hold the token in a different wallet in your Bezogis. So when you're, signing up to do the alpha test, I'm assuming you want to connect the wallet that has your Bezogis in it, but does it make a difference if, you have your tokens in it or you don't? I mean, should you be transferring to have it all in one? So that's step one. And then step two, kind of a follow-up to what Mike said, these blocks, where are they coming through? I mean, how are you getting paid? Are they coming through on whatever wallet you have attached? Is it your own? How does that all work?
Jeff, would you like to take that?
Well, I mean, just to keep it simple, number one, you can whitelist your wallet. It doesn't have to be your Bezoge or Bezoge wallet. You can whitelist the wallet on the Discord channel for alpha, like you asked for alpha testing. So there should be no hindrance there. And essentially, the blocks itself, they'll be in-game wallets. Just to keep an answer like short, from what I know, that you'll be running the block system from your in-game wallet.
Yeah. The blocks. When you stake your Bezoge, if you stake it, the wallet you stake it from is the same wallet that will be receiving the blocks.
Okay. And then
the alpha,
and then you transfer them out into whatever wallet you want from there, or you sell them. How do you sell your blocks? I mean, what's the marketplace for selling the blocks?
You'll be able to sell the blocks on decentralized exchanges, and we're also speaking to centralized exchanges for the blocks.
But I think one major mechanism as part of the game is that you really don't have a requirement to sell your blocks, because you're going to want to utilize both blocks and Bezoge to up your weapons or characteristics on your Bezoge. And in turn, those weapons and or additional minting of NFT items and accessories that attach to your Bezoge, these items will become resellable as used NFTs or used weapons in game. So there's a completely different and more the ecosystem's really designed to want you to encourage you to spend your blocks and Bezoge on really upgrading your Bezogian characteristics of your game experience. And in turn, those NFTs that you kind of no longer require, you can then place on the open market or in marketplace. So it's a little bit of a different mechanism to kind of what you see in Axie and some of the other games, Peg Axie, where they're just seeing a constant selling pressure immediately on the token. I think even Peg Axie in more recent days and weeks is also experiencing a few similarities from Axie Infinity. So yeah, the game mechanics and with the quest system, hopefully there's good enough reason that you will be encouraged to kind of spend your blocks and Bezoge, but there'll always be also the option to sell if you decide not to. Would you add anything to that?
No, I think you got it covered.
Cool.
Well, yeah, that makes total sense to me, and I totally agree. So it doesn't make a difference because if I'm signing up with this wallet, my tokens and my Bezogis can be in that wallet that I create. I just want to be clear on that, just so I'm not transferring stuff without having to.
Absolutely. Yeah, and there'll be a safety mechanism in play. Maybe, I don't know, I've got an echo. I don't know, Tyler, if you can pop yourself on mute just a second, please, buddy. But I was going to say, there is a safety mechanism with regards to the wallet creation process that all happens in game. So we know there's going to be a lot of Bezoge owners that might also have other high value NFTs in their wallets. So we will create a proxy wallet system as part of the game. So there's no need to directly connect to your high value wallet. So we create the proxy wallet the moment you come into the game as a player. And then thereafter, your proxy wallet kind of holds your earnings, your staking rewards, and obviously from game participation, killing away the Dodges and Shibus. And then thereafter, you'll be able to withdraw and or use your proxy wallet funds to then decide where you want to send and how you want to use those funds. So this is really, really important because, you know, everyone's got high value wallets, or regardless of what they have in their wallet, they deem it as high value. So we want to make sure that there is a proxy between your main wallet and the in-game wallet. I hope that does that make sense, Tyler? Yeah, you can maybe unmute. Hopefully that makes sense.
Yeah,
I think
it's very detailed explanation though. Yeah.
Sure. I'm an engineer at heart, so yeah. Sorry about that.
We can tell. We can tell. All right, Tyler. Did you have any other questions?
I did. Can you guys hear me? So
we do, but to me, you're cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, Tyler, you're completely breaking out there.
I think you guys.
I'll move on to another person, Raxi.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. I think we can hear Tyler at this time.
Can you guys hear me?
Tyler, you're breaking up, so I'll take your speaker and maybe you can try again.
There, no, now we've lost him completely. Dogler, let's get to the next question.
Okay, I appreciate once again. So as far as, you know, I know you guys touched on the burn rate and things of that nature. I think somebody said 56% or something along the lines of that. Now, as far as like the NFTs go, I get that that's part of, you know, the business plan and the whole model, and not only business plan but entertainment plan, whatever you guys want to call it. As far as the way that these coins are burned, will the game do anything for that? Will we be seeing any sort of burn mechanism integrated into the game? If you're playing the game and, you know, your Bezoge, whatever you do in the game, will that in return burn tokens?
I think
Simple answer to that. Because the game is designed to have the Bezos token pegged, included, staked, and so on and so forth, every transaction that takes place burns Bezos token. So the game will increase the number of transactions on Bezos token. So in return, yes, it will burn more token.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you.
Also, the summoning of Bezogis to increase this to get more Bezogis would also require you to burn Bezos tokens directly, regardless of the contract burn.
So you have to, you basically have to burn to play the game, right? I mean, that's kind of
no to summon. To summon. To play, to play,
So
you just have to rent an NFT to play.
Yeah, I'd probably add, Raxi, there's certain features within the game that will require the usage of Bezogian blocks. So if that interaction might be a minting process of a weapon or an upgrade or summoning, for example, those types of interactions will have a direct correlation to Bezoge token and the hold redistribution. However, generally just playing the game, running around, doing chit chat and killing dodges, obviously there won't be millions of microtransactions. There will be accumulated transactions based on your progression within the game. So, for example, we've got quest systems that will be coming in as part of the gameplay. So it may be that when you complete the quest, then, for example, a transaction occurs then. How, as opposed to lots of microtransactions every step of, you know, as you're just kind of taking your first steps in the quest and then constantly have to do a a transaction that will completely interrupt the gameplay. So it's been optimized about making sure that transactions really are at the right point in time, alongside the whole experience. And it's about having fun first on the game, and Legends of Bezogia. So yeah, I think it's a blended model, not something like you'd see on other platforms where it is a transaction every 2 minutes. Hopefully that helps.
Basically more burn. Let's burn, baby.
Yeah, and definitely appreciate that. So, like, just to follow up on that, right? So, like, as the quest goes, right? So, say that you beat this mission or this quest, right? And you guys are gonna like award somebody with Bezoge or something along the lines of that. Does that in return still burn coins, or
Oh, absolutely.
Because they have to get them back, or how does that work?
No. So there'll be certain mechanisms within the gameplay as to kind of how that works. Probably not immediate detail that we'd share at this moment. There's a lot of testing and different methods that we can look at for exactly what that kind of timeline might look like, whether it's instant, whether there's a slight escrow delay of some days to make sure that everything is kosher in the process and there's been no cheating. So there's likely to be some safety mechanisms there just to ensure that everything runs correct, and things will be optimized along the way. So if we see that there are certain pain points with time, or there's too many rewards going out, this is going to be part of the beta optimization process. That's actually what beta's for. So when we do release the beta in the next quarter, that will kind of see a lot of the live mechanisms within the game that will start implementing, activating. You'll be able to summon for the first time. We'll be, monitoring a lot of the performance, time, costs, and we're optimizing the beta environment until we go live with the full release. Hopefully that helps.
It definitely does. I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
No problem at all. Thank you.
I'll bring Tyler back on board because he was disconnected, and then after that I'll bring Little MF. That name always cracks me up.
Wasn't much about like how age and rarity come into factor, and I'm just wondering if you could speak to a little bit of like, if you have two rare, are you guaranteed a rare, or does it just increase your chances? And then if you have like a baby and an adult, does that make a kid, or a grandpa and a baby, does that make an adult, or how, is it all random? I do know that it's
it runs through randomization basically. So
yeah, so basically, Tyler, you've got an algorithm behind the scenes that will take into account a lot of the different traits that you're using to summon Bezogis. And yeah, there's no guarantee that just because you have two epics or rares that you'll summon another rare. But yeah, it will be based on things, obviously, algorithmically. The likelihood would be more likely that you'd summon something more favorable towards the attributes that you're holding. And also with regards to Wiki, absolutely, there's a lot of what we'd say is the information that's there present is for modeling purposes in terms of some of the models we've performed behind the scenes. And then as we release beta, all that content will be updated. Also with regards to the different rarities or ages of the Bezogis as well. So Tyler, for me, I'm all over the content. So as soon as we've got an update in-house and we know, or we're happy with the obviously the output and algorithm, etc., for sure, I'm keen to get all that content on site updated, and also pushing out alerts to make the community aware that yeah, we have got updated information on the site. Please go and read the updated wiki content. So lots of exciting things to come for the next few months, for the rest of the year, in fact. So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very helpful. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You guys are doing a great job. And yeah, if you put anything on there about how the rarity affects the Bezoge too. I mean, what's the benefit? Do you hold, more rare weapons or whatever? Any of that kind of information would be good. But otherwise, you guys are doing an awesome job. Really excited, and keep up all the great work.
Thank you, Tyler. Have a great day. Thank you.
I'll bring little MF on next, and then I guess we can wrap up this AMA. It's getting a little late.
Hey guys, how are you? Always good to hear from you.
Hey,
thank you for everything. Hey, I got a question, or not really a question, maybe a suggestion. And you don't have to elaborate too much because I'm sure you're working on it. But in the past, it has to do with like the quest system. In the past games that I played when I was much younger, I won't tell you how old I am now. There's always a meta in a game, which is totally fine. And sometimes the meta changes as like new weapons come out. It changes the meta of the play style. But also, if you play by yourself, your meta may be different than if you play in a group. But what I was curious, or what I was thinking about, was for all those people that own Bezoge or don't own Bezoge and come and rent Bezoges, how do you value what you're playing with if you happen to by chance not be playing with the meta of the day or the month, depending on how rapidly the meta changes? And I'm not worried about the meta itself or how the meta changes. What I was thinking was that during all these quests, you may have daily quests or weekly quests or even monthly quests, or maybe a combination of quests that need to be completed before you get the ultimate reward. That maybe the quests would only populate if your Bezoges had certain characteristics or certain bonus traits or colors. So,
Hey, little MF.
Yes.
So, if I understand the question correctly, in fact, my mind's just gone completely blank. In fact, Benji, I'm going to let you go, and then, like, literally, because it's
I can
an
elaborate.
question.
I can elaborate a little bit more.
Absolutely. I totally see. I mean, it's pretty much exactly one thing we want to have in the game is to have some quests. Like we're basically right now we're designing a quest tool that will help us create a lot of different quests with different conditions, etc. And one of these conditions, and that's one important one, is that a quest could be triggered only if you are, for instance, a Bezoge, or if you are have like a shield Bezoge, etc.
Yeah.
And so maybe there will be a meta. We'll try to keep the game as balanced as possible. I mean, of course, there will be game cannot be completely balanced, so there will be slight changes over time. But I think that should be fine. And but quests will also be part of this balancing. So right. Yeah, so I think that's yeah, but that's a very good question.
Let me elaborate for 10 more seconds, and then you don't have to answer it or give away anything, but take whatever you want from it. And I trust you're going to do the right thing. You're probably already doing it. So I was thinking that there could be like 3 levels or types of quests. One type of quest is it doesn't matter what kind of Bezoge you are playing with. Doesn't matter what bonuses or colors you have. any of those quests would show up randomly no matter what. Then another quest type could be you do have to have the color as part of your Bezoge for that quest to populate, but you don't necessarily have to be a Zerk Zoji. It may just
be a mixed attribute, for example.
Right. It doesn't have to be the majority of that trait. And then the third level is you actually have to be a Zerk Zoji in order to have that particular quest populate.
Exactly. I think what you're describing is almost like a tier type system.